Welcome to the Pattern Recognizer. Most people are running programs they never chose. Patterns inherited, programmed, and unconsciously repeated. Today we expose one of those patterns, see exactly how it works, and discover the precise shift that can set you free. Let's begin. Imagine a person who follows their career playbook to the letter, promotion checklist, late nights, impeccable image, and arrives at a corner office that feels hollow. They did everything the map said and missed the place they were trying to reach. This is not failure, it's a pattern. I call it the hollow compass, a compass that points to rules and rules, not to a living center. In the next 7 minutes you'll see the mechanism, the ancient geometry behind why the map traps energy, and a blunt 3-minute practice you can use today to stop circling and begin arriving. Why does this matter? Because when your map becomes the master, small choices no longer serve life. They serve pattern preservation. Relationships calcify into roles: partner, rescuer, victim. Spiritual practice becomes checklist instead of presence. Career becomes identity instead of craft. The stakes are subtle and high, diminished aliveness, wasted effort, slow erosion of purpose. I'll show you the psychological wiring and the sacred geometry metaphor that makes this predictable, and then the precise shift that undoes it. First, the psychological mechanism. There are 3 pieces working together. 1. Identity fusion, when a role and self merge so completely you defend the role as if it were you. 2. Role-conditioned reflexes. Habitual responses learn to keep the role intact, even when circumstances change. 3. Reward avoidance circuits. The brain clips novelty because the familiar pattern delivers predictable reward signals, even if the reward is thin. Put them together and you get looping behavior. Staying in the job that pays but drains. Repeating the same relational dance because it feels known. Ticking spiritual boxes because they produce approval. These are ordinary brain habits. They are not moral failures. They are efficient systems wired to preserve the map. Now the esoteric geometry. Picture a compass drawing a circle. The compass's point marks a center, but if the point is rusty, misplaced, or absent, the circle is just an edge. The edge can look like shape, but it contains no center. In sacred geometry, the living center is not an idea. It is the axis through which energy organizes. The hollow map is a polygonal approximation, lots of straight edges, many vertices, no living axis. So energy follows the perimeter, expends itself on appearance and role, and never organizes into coherent, meaningful output. This is where Stoic discernment helps. Distinguish what's within your control, your center, from the external forms. And the Gnostic insight. Wake to the illusion that the edge is the thing itself. The reframe is simple and radical. Stop carrying a map as if it were alive. Tend the center instead. A map can be useful. Directions, methods, skill, but it must point to a living center that you maintain. Imagine a wheel. Spokes are your skills and roles. The hub is your felt center. If the hub collapses, the wheel rattles and goes nowhere. If you tend the hub, the spokes become instruments, not presence. Practically, this means shifting from identity-first decisions to center-first questions. Does this choice align with my axis of meaning rather than does this reinforce my title, label, or safety net? That pivot changes the logic of daily life. One shift changes everything. Here is the 3-minute center point recalibration. Use it anytime you feel compelled to act from habit instead of from center. Step 1, 30 seconds. Pause and name the role or roles steering you. Say it aloud or in your head. I'm following the promotion script. I'm rescuing. I must be productive. Naming separates you from the map. Step 2, 90 seconds. Breath to center micro-meditation. Sit or stand. Place one hand lightly on your chest, one on your lower belly. Breathe slow. Inhale 4 counts, exhale 6 counts. With each exhale, imagine energy returning to a small point behind your sternum. Not thought, but felt. If your mind wanders, label the thought and bring attention back to the point. You are anchoring to the hub, not the rim. Step 3, 60 seconds. One aligned micro-action. Ask what one small movement right now aligns with my center. It should be micros, a text that clarifies a boundary, a 5-minute task that starts something meaningful, a refusal said calmly. Execute it. Even small actions rewire the reward system toward living center. A couple of quick cautions. Don't mistake rejecting the map for discarding useful structure. The aim is discernment. Keep what serves the center, let go of what preserves the edge. Also, don't expect dramatic overnight change. The recalibration trains a new reflex. Try it 3 mornings in a row this week and note where your choices shift. If a pattern is deep, pair this with weekly review. Where did I act from the rim? Where did I act from the center? Use the checklist on the show page for precise prompts. That is the pattern, that is the mechanism, and that is your shift today. If you're ready to decode the full architecture of your life, explore my complete library at Desmarques.com. One final encouragement. You were born to architect your life, not inherit it. The pattern is the prison. Awareness is the key. See the pattern. Break the cycle. Become the architect of your life.